We're live.
We're live. Oh my god. Look at that. Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to our RuPaul recap. Our RuPaul
Oh my
recap.
god, your mouth is so full right now.
I know. I feel wonderful. I really do. So hey everyone. Laura, you take it away. I'm gonna chew.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
No, now you sip. Now you're
the last hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. A sip of water is a kind of classy thing you can do. Whatever you're chewing, it's different. This is not disgusting.
I'm shoving an entire protein bar in my mouth right now because I don't know if you know this, but I'm eating for two now.
If you use the word swole, it's over.
No, I start to feed my muscles. They get hungry around this time.
All right. Okay. So, why don't we say what's going on here? What are we doing?
So y'all were so awesome. Originally, this is just going to be me and Laura recording a secret show just on our secret show stream. No, not stream.
Yeah, just extra secret shows.
Yeah, there's going to be a normal secret show that just our members will get to listen to. But you guys rose to the challenge. We said if we got 5 new members in the next 30 days, we would record weekly RuPaul Drag Race RuCaps, because it's recaps.
Hey!
Ru. There we go. We got jokes. I can't with this Google Hangout where you just like pop up like you're Paul Schaefer to my Dave Letterman.
Well, it's a little weird doing videos, period.
Yeah, it's the flow of like just being on the phone and you're not distracted by what you're seeing is
well, luckily that. I'm seeing very little because mine's not doing the pop-up thing that yours is doing, but it's still weird.
Oh, you don't see the pop-up when it goes back and forth between me and you?
No.
Oh,
I just have your beautiful blurry face. That's all I have.
And my beautiful, beautiful New York City view. How about it? It looks so much better than that. I mean, that looks pretty awesome, I admit, but it looks so much better than that.
It's not that clear, but it's nice. You know, I can tell it's nice.
I don't know why I'm not clear. I don't know why I look all blurry. I think it's because you have a desktop camera and I have like this laptop web camera.
I think it's because you've rubbed Vaseline on your camera.
You know what? I actually am thinking that right now. It's probably... Maybe if I... Better? No.
Not really.
Maybe. Do you think maybe I just look like this? Do you think maybe this is just what I look like?
I'm okay with it because I look really good, I think, in mine.
You look really good. You look like you're the main guest, and I'm just the guy who's like out like in the field.
Yeah, I think I look well lit. My trailer looks nice.
That doesn't even look like a trailer. That looks like a room in which you would practice cartwheels.
It's a trailer. I wouldn't recommend doing a cartwheel in here, but it could be done. That's not a high ceiling.
Okay.
And it's a narrow hallway over there. This is probably the widest my trailer gets is right here where we are. This is the widest. Mm-hmm. The rest is all skinny. And the bedroom is like a little bit like a coffin, the bedroom. What?
Did you say hallway? Your trailer has a hallway?
Dude, it's actually quite spacious. I have had smaller apartments in New York City.
Okay. It's just cool. I love that.
And I have a deck, so.
Okay. I don't know why I took another bite of food when I was...
I don't know why you're eating at all. I'm furious that you're eating. Because you know what? I'm hungry too. And I'm not eating because I have respect.
Vanilla almond flavor Cliff Builder bars. It's the best flavor.
Chocolate in it.
You'd think the cookies and cream or the chocolate or the peanut butter chocolate crunch would be the better flavor. Vanilla almond is... You shouldn't be
getting any chocolate from Cliff.
What? Oh, no, that's right.
I can't believe... I've told you that so many times.
I know. In one head, out the other. So...
Because you just don't care about children.
It's not that I don't care about children. It's just I've outgrown.
I'm going to talk because you're eating. And all of our listeners and viewers, now we can say viewers, all of our listeners and viewers are totally okay with the fact that you hate children. Are you dying?
I was trying to interrupt you by making the camera go back to me because I was sipping so loud on my coffee. Take it away. Start the episode.
Oh, God.
All right.
I don't know why we're not talking about. All right. I'm taking over. You recover. And I'm just going to let you know that you deserved that. All right. So we agreed we would do our public RuPaul's, our big fat vegan RuCaps. Yes. Which is just going to be our take on each episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. So we are going to do one of these for each episode of RuPaul's Drag Race season 7. And yeah, we sort of did the first episode RuCap on our Secret Show already because we extensively talked about it. You're not talking at all?
It looks like you're waiting for me to say something.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say something, and you didn't.
I didn't know if you were like in the zone and like didn't want interference from me.
Yeah, just by the way, speaking pause and my hands like this.
Okay, that's what I figured out. That's what I figured. I'm not well. Okay, I'm given to a coughing spell.
You're
My coffee incident. I just want to say that speaking of RuPaul, I am looking very RuPaul season 1 right now. I don't know what this is about.
Drag Race season 1 realness.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Big Gay Sketch Show? They did a sketch with RuPaul where like they keep showing the contestants and they look normal. Then they cut to RuPaul and she looks like completely blurred. And they're like, well, why do you look so blurry? I'm in the same room as you.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, so yeah, so you guys, we said if we got 5 new members, we would do these episodes as secret shows. But if we got 10 members, we would find a way to make them public. And Laura and I have been futzing for about an hour trying to figure out how to do this. I did not realize we were going to be doing these as videos. I do think it's a much better idea. What's that? 90 minutes futzing. About 90. No, 90 minutes since we were like, all right, ready to record. It wasn't for a while that I was like, oh, we're going to do a video thing. Let's try to make that work. So this has been about an hour of trying to make this video work.
It's going to work.
I hope it looks a little better next time we do it. But yeah, so this is going to be your first in a series of RuPaul Drag Race RuCaps, where we basically talk about our thoughts and feelings about the episodes and who got sent home and who won the challenge.
And who sucks and who's bitchy.
You know what? I really don't care about who wins challenges. Like, I never, like, you're the winner of this challenge.
I totally care.
Great. What's that?
I totally care.
Okay. All right. And why is that?
Well, it's indicative of the winner because often the winner has several... The overall winner has several challenge wins under their belt. It's good for them. But also, I don't know. I guess I don't care that much, but I don't not care. I'm interested.
I guess the only reason I care about challenges necessarily is, well, I want that drag queen to feel like she won. I want her to be like, yay, I'm a winner. But
when they get prizes.
They get what?
Prizes. Am I going to have to repeat everything?
But my main concern is immunity. Like, if they get immunity, like, you won the challenge, so you're not going home, or you won the challenge, so you get to strategize. You know, that kind of makes it a bit more important. But I could kind of care less about the challenges. But yeah. Well, so I guess our first thought. What do we talk about? Our impressions of the queen, since it's the first episode.
Yeah. Well, when we talked on the Secret Show, we talked about the first episode already a lot on the Secret Show, and my main concern was that I felt that they really deviated from the first episode structure, and that really bummed me out because I quite enjoy the first episode structure. And so this, because they did that, we had like very little insight into the queens in the workroom, which is one of my favorite things. I feel like that's how you get to know them the best, is like them in the workroom. And so because this lacked that so much, at the end of the episode, I was very put off. I felt like I didn't know anybody. I didn't really have an affinity for anybody. The only person that I really thought was funny was Alaska doing Anna Wintour on the runway.
Which never got mentioned. They're like, oh, who was that? Oh, that was just an actor.
I know none of the queens mentioned it in their interviews. It like wasn't even. She didn't even have like a thing.
Right,
It's like Alaska.
A little
right?
too many cooks name along the bottom. You know.
I know.
You catch that reference?
It was weird. Too many cooks. Is that what you said?
Yeah. You know how like the names pop up. Anyway.
I know what you mean.
One thing, since we're a vegan podcast, I want to just address the fur. The fur in the first episode. Like first, allegedly RuPaul is a vegetarian, and we now know confirmed that. Do I look cool when I'm sitting here like peace? Michelle Visage, my friend Michelle Visage, is hi Michelle, I love you. That she tweeted at me last week. She tweeted or a few days ago. Anyway, she retweeted me and then tweeted at anyway. But she's vegan. So like we have a vegan and a vegetarian like running this show. And like the fact that they're allowing fur and even making jokes about it, like
that's the real bummer for me is because Ru has been publicly said several times that she would never wear fur, and it's one of my favorite things about her. And she was like making fur jokes while those queens were on the runway, and it really bummed me out because it shouldn't be made light of.
That's it right on the head. She was making light of it, you know, and acknowledging the fact that something was murdered, and it's like, oh my god, oh she killed for that fur. No, literally, she's killed it. It's like don't do that.
I know.
But I mean, then again, I suppose it's okay for me to make fun of like JonBenet Ramsey, but not make fun of fur. I don't know. Maybe that's a double standard.
I don't know. Look, I do think anything can be made fun of, but it just, I don't know. It was unpleasant. I didn't like how much fur there was. It was gross.
I love that the three of us are doing an episode together, by the way.
Who's the three of us?
Girl, look down.
The twins?
No, that would be four. Your cat. Your cat has managed to done herself in every single shot.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I thought you were going to lean forward for the actual episode and be like all face like me.
Oh, I did. I am. I was way back before I was like this.
Okay.
This is
look, can we just see how many times I talk and then when I stop talking, suddenly your chair is like scooted across the room? Like right now.
Well, it's hard to break those podcast habits because also right now the habit I'm having trouble is a lot of times when I'm listening to you or talking when we record the podcast, I like really zone out. And so I'm having a desire to do that right now instead of talk to the camera.
I got you.
I'm having a desire to like. So it's a little weird.
You and I both do that, by the way. When I'm telling a story, we both zone out. I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm listening, though. I'm not totally zoned.
For those of you watching, have you ever been like a third of a way? First off, here's what I do. I'll be like a fifth of a way into a story. And then as soon as I start telling the story, I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm thinking in my head, not what I'm saying out loud. I'm like, I feel no passion for this story that I've already launched into, but everyone is quiet and looking at me and I'm supposed to keep talking, but I would rather stop and backpedal and not tell the story than finish it.
I'm not sure anyone would mind if you did.
But then like, I'll have to finish the story and then I'm like, I'm just not, and then I'll be thinking about my hair and I'll be like thinking about like, oh, where am I going after? And then I'm just totally zoned out while I'm telling the story.
That explains why your stories make such little sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
so the other thing about season one, episode one, the Born Naked episode that I didn't love was that my boyfriend Santino is gone.
Yeah.
So
he added so much to the show. And I will say this, Ross Matthews brings, I'm not saying he brings nothing to the show. He's funny when he's not peddling happy eggs.
Right. We don't like Ross Matthews because he's hawking eggs.
Yeah.
But I also just miss Santino in general because I love his energy. Also, Santino's vegan. Hey.
Oh, that's right. Santino's vegan.
He's totally vegan. I think he's raw vegan. And
really? He looks like he would be raw vegan.
Very hardcore. But no, I just really love him. I think he's super funny, and I love his take on the queens, and I love his take on fashion and whatever. I was just bummed that he was gone. So the first episode for me, the first episode really left me with not a good taste in my mouth. I was kind of cranky afterwards. And I was like, all right, second episode, you got work to do because I'm not happy.
Come on, second episode.
Come on, second episode.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Anything else you wanted to say? Who do you like?
First,
did you like anybody at the end of this episode?
Here's the thing: from the first, and we're filming these much after the fact. We're filming these much after the fact. But my first, when I just first saw who was on the cast, I just assumed, okay, Trixie Mattel and Ms. Fame are going to go all the way. They're going to be like top 3 or at least top 5. I heard people have been talking a lot about Ginger Minj, saying that she's like the greatest thing and she's going to make it really far. My instincts, first episode, I really loved Jasmine Masters. I don't mean as a winner. I just mean like I really loved her energy, to be continued in future episodes. I really liked Tempest du Jour when I first saw her. I actually thought she was really cute.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to agree with you.
Is a boy out of drag. And obviously, Trixie Mattel she's my everything on this show. Trixie Mattel is everything to me. In full disclosure, I know Trixie from Milwaukee. We didn't grow up together or anything. I met her after I moved to New York, but maybe like 3 years ago, I was doing a gig back in Milwaukee, and she was one of the queens there, and we hung out. I don't even think I got a chance to see her in drag. I don't know if she was there in drag or if she wasn't performing or if she was. It's weird in Milwaukee how Milwaukee drag works. Like, you're not all like experiencing the show. You're all in like the back dressing room. By dressing room, by the way, they mean the women's restroom is off limits to the public during the drag show. The women's restroom becomes the drag dressing room, which makes her a really bad dressing room. And like the host of the show is in the dressing room, like, yeah, give it up for so-and-so, putting on her lashes and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, are you guys ready for a show? Make some noise. In the bathroom, like off stage. And like, all right, put your hands together for the first queen. It's just weird. Milwaukee drag. I'm just going to say it. Milwaukee drag is weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I'm saying on record. Honey in the Bronx thinks you're weird, Milwaukee.
I don't think anyone is doubting the validity of that statement.
Anyway, Trixie and I, we went out after the show one night. We went to like George Webb's, which is like the local diner in Milwaukee that everyone goes to. I loved George Webb's before I was vegan, and now that I'm vegan, I'm like, oh my God, there's like nothing there to eat. Maybe fries, but they're probably sharing a fryer with fish and whatever. But I remember it was so cute. She must have been only 21 at the time. She's a very cute boy, but you see this on the show. But she was just like, oh, do you get it? Do you get it? Like, my name is Trixie Mattel. Like, do you get where the name comes from? She was very like explaining her character to me, how she's like, well, she's like a Barbie doll, like a real life Barbie doll, blah, blah, blah. Like everything's over the top and blah, blah, blah. But she was just like, she was the one queen I most remember who was like just really personable and like interested in talking to me and hanging out and just a really cool guy. Really made a good impression on me. So I'm thrilled that he's on the show. So obviously he's my favorite. And also, you know, Ms. Fame. I know Ms. Fame. I remember Ms. Fame when she was like first thinking of doing drag. She came over when I lived with Bob the drag queen. She came over to our place, and like Bob was like, Ms. Fame knew how to do makeup because she's a makeup artist and a model, but Bob was like, here's how you do hip pads, here's how you do blah, blah, blah. So like, here's Ms. Fame in like Curtis in his like underwear, and he looked real good in his underwear, just like hanging out in our apartment as like we're dressing him up and like, you know, showing him how to do your boobs and how to do hips. So those two I loved. I will say, Max, I've never even heard of Hudson, Wisconsin. I had to look it up. Hudson, Wisconsin is basically so close to Minneapolis. It's practically Minnesota. I've never even heard of Hudson, Wisconsin. I've never even heard of Max, but I'm absolutely loving Max. I just realized now Max is 22 years old. Who is that intelligent at 22 years of age?
Oh, well, I was.
Were you really? Well, I mean, like, when I say intelligent, I just mean like the fashion choices. Like my eye is on Max from a fashion point of view. I'm sorry, but I would even say more so than Ms. Fame, because Ms. Fame is a little costumey, and I'm sure Michelle Visage would roll her eyes if she hears me saying that Ms. Fame is costumey and Max isn't. But like Max was just so couture. You know, it was in her episode 1 runway challenge. I was really blown away by her fashion sense because it doesn't seem even conventional drag queen to me. It just seems like she's really channeling women of a certain era, which I like.
Well, Max, in the first episode, I was concerned about how genuine she actually was because she has that sort of like fake accent. And, you know, and she seems a little put on to me. So I was worried how genuine of a person she is.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much my only reaction through the first episode. I have more to say about Max now. But, yeah, I would say the first episode, the only person that caught my eye at all was Alaska. Just kidding. The only person that caught my eye at all was Ginger. I thought Ginger, all right, she seems funny. And then also for the naked challenge, she is big girl. And I thought she looked smoking hot in her naked look. I was like, I thought she made that body look hot.
I love that she calls herself a glamour toad, but like she really pulls it off. Like glamour toad, really emphasis on the glamour.
But if you look at those plus size models, real women who are plus size models, the thing is they just know how to work that body so that it looks fabulous. And you realize size doesn't matter. It's all about doing the shapes right and dressing it right and presenting it right and selling it right. And Ginger to me
Delta
really
work?
does.
Do you hear us, Delta work? Take note.
Oh, Delta.
Love Delta. That woman could not dress for her body type. She had no idea how to dress for her body. But yeah, so I felt the same way about Max. I'm like, okay, this character is going to get old. But as the season goes on, you realize this is just how Max is. Like, there's not even a Midwestern accent.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more. We'll talk about Max more.
Yeah. And I will say this. Yeah. Judging on first impressions, I did not like Katya when I first saw Katya. And you know why? It's so stupid and I'm so ashamed to say this, but I was like, this is just too much Russian for me. This is too much red. It's too much Soviet. It's too much Russian. It's too much accent. So I was like totally judging Katya based on just like appearance and like, you know, culture and whatnot.
Well, that's interesting because I think that for me, Katya, Pearl, let's see, who else? Probably a few other girls. I just didn't even give a second look to the first episode. Like my first impression was nothing. Like I had no first impression. You know what I mean?
I was really impressed with Pearl from the first episode. I was really impressed with her until I realized like that's just always how she looks. I will say I think Pearl is hot as a guy.
You're talking about the future too much. It's making me angry. We have like more episodes to do.
Talking about the what? Oh, right.
Future. Stop talking about ahead.
You want to talk about this? And what else? So yeah, first impressions of Katya, I was kind of like, I don't know about you. And I guess I also thought like, is everything Katya does gonna be like with a Russian accent, and like, are you gonna be playing a Russian character? P.S. I actually went to Wikipedia to look up, you know, the cast list. I thought Katya, I'm like, you know, Katya, for someone who's Russian, Katya's really lost the Russian accent. I know a guy, Vlad, when he moved here, he was like straight here from Russia, barely spoke English. Now he has almost no Russian accent anymore. He's really worked on getting rid of it. And I was like, wow, Katya speaks English like perfectly, like no hint of a Russian accent. And then I looked up on Wikipedia, Katya, boy named Brian McCook, from Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, so I'm like, you might have like Russian heritage, but like you are an American. So that was interesting.
Well, he doesn't even have as much Russian heritage as like me. Hello.
Yeah. So what else happened in that episode? So there was a board naked.
Nothing. I think we're done. I mean, seriously, the thing about that episode is that like nothing happened. We saw like 4,000 outfits, heard 0 jokes, and then somebody got sent home. That was it.
Yeah, based on that, right? Based on the naked challenge.
Yeah.
And based on the lip sync. Yeah, and I guess Tempest du Jour got sent home for a crotch sag, which affects 1 out of 12 queens, apparently.
Yeah, poor thing. I was interested to see more from her. I kind of like the idea that not all queens are like single guys living in a city. You know what I mean? Like, I liked the idea that, this is kind of a different kind of queen.
Costume designer, so I would have loved to see what she came up with.
I know that's true.
But
anyway, whatever.
Costume designer, like, if you're a costume designer, like, you got to know, you had to know what you looked like before you put that together.
Well, I don't know. Look, I thought Candy looked terrible. Big surprise. With her beard painted on.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, look who's getting ahead of us.
Somebody's got to go first.
Oh, beard. That's right. Not the beard, but the other. Okay, gotcha. How funny. It was going to. Oh, I won't get ahead of us in episodes. So, yeah. And who did Tempest lip sync against? Was it Sasha?
No, I think it was Candy.
Was it? Oh wait, here we go. Bottom 2. Yes, was Candy Ho. First episode was
with her beard face.
Yeah, so Candy Ho was a bottom 2 twice before she was eliminated. Okay, we're foreshadowing. So anyway, yeah.
Stop it.
So all right. It's hard not to because I'm forgetting which episode I'm seeing.
I know. Well, you need to stay focused.
I don't know how terribly exciting this RuCap was, but it's also not fresh and like happening now. But there you have it.
All right, well, stop giving excuses and just stop sucking.
Okay.
I don't want any more goddamn excuses. Make it happen.
All right, never tell me to stop sucking.
You can tell me.
just. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to get out of this one. Anyway. So I guess, is that it? This is a lackluster way to end a RuPaul RuCap.
Well, what do we say? I don't know. May the best woman win.
Yeah. May the best, I don't know. No, I can't say that. That'll be foreshadowing.
Maybe. What? I don't think we're going to be able to do it now, but maybe we could do it for future episodes. We could predict who we think is going to go away home next week.
I'm predicting that next week they're going to bring back Shangela. They're bringing back Shangela for episode 2. That's my guess.
Well, I wouldn't complain about it.
Yeah,
I could watch her every.
Great idea for a new reality series. It'd be called Bringing Back Shangela, and what they would do is they would just like do all sorts of like, it would be like the Biggest Loser, and right when the winner is about to be announced, they're gonna have a big gift box come on, and Shangela will jump out, and then they'll have to just contend with Shangela. She'll now be in a competition. They should do that for the presidential election next year. I
kind of just want Shangela to have her own show because I would watch it.
Yeah, I would totally watch it too. I did not like Shangela at first, but like after the comedy thing, you're like, oh, there's a whole person here.
Oh no, I find Shangela very entertaining. I don't want to have lunch with her.
Oh, I don't know.
I'd like to watch her on television.
I don't know whether I'd like to have lunch with her because I never have before.
I can tell that I don't want to.
Okay, interesting.
You need to have lunch with someone to tell whether or not.
I think she was just here at the Lori Beachman. So okay, I think we've said all we need to say about episode 1.
Yeah, definitely. Done. Dunsies.
So hey, I just wanted to say thank you to all of our new listeners. We could not have done this without. I wish I had the names of them in front of me because I want to shout them out, but I'll try to do that in the regular episode. But y'all pulled out all the stops. Like I think we got like 11 or 12 new members, which is to say we like doubled in size since getting since that challenge. So anyway, I feel like this is a long video for people to be watching, so we should probably end.
It's way too long. It's way too long.
Way too long.
Yeah, you're.
Laureaz, I have one word. Edit.
Yeah. All right.
That's a throwback to a few seasons ago.
That is.
Oh, here we are. Your cat has had little to say, but I feel like she's been.
I'm waiting for you to end this. End it.
I hope these aren't your. I hope those aren't your dying words, Laura. Yes.
Well, it's pretty much what I say every time I have sex.
And with that said, thank you guys for watching. And
bye. I love
you. That's not a good ending tagline.
What? Really? You can't say bye?
You know what? We're gonna choose.
You're putting too much pressure on the ending.
Our ending tagline is gonna be one of two things. It's either gonna be bye, I love you, and we'll both do it, or it's gonna be I'm waiting for you to end it. It's gonna be one of those two. It can be something different next time.
I just want it to be over.
All right, you, the viewers who are viewing this, you tell us how you want us to end this next time, and whatever the best comment is, that's how we'll end it next time. And I just want this to be over. I get the last word.